I don't know if you happen to notice, but Santa Clarita is kind of a bedroom community. We have lots of families here. People move here specifically for the fact that they know that they've got great schools, they've got great facilities and things to do for families. If you like the nightlife and got to boogie, maybe Santa Clarita isn't your bag, but if you have families especially. Now, that being said, sometimes you're trying to juggle everything in your life and still make sure that the kids and everyone else are taken care of in a way that is positive and forward moving. The KHTS is actually going to have a new show starting in November, I believe November 6th, Fridays at 11 o'clock. And the show is called Family Planet 365. So here to talk about it is the show's host, Molina Jackson. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is very exciting. Of course, you have, I read your bio and background about the struggles you had trying to balance your own professional life and personal life, even trying to recharge with, how many kids do you have?
I have 4.
4 children.
Yes.
And you were trying to get your master's degree when you were pregnant with your second child.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And you actually graduated the day before he was born.
Good. You read.
I
Good
did.
job.
Now, interestingly enough, a lot of people are trying to do that very thing. They're trying to fulfill their own objectives professionally and personally, but they also still have children. Now, whether or not it was a decision they made to have kids prior to getting kind of their focus together or vice versa, either way, it's kind of tough to balance things out. So tell me a little bit about what listeners can expect with Family Planet 365.
Well, George, one of the things we did with Family Planet 365 is we wanted to find a way to empower and uplift families, because what I find is that although you might have children and you struggle to, well, not necessarily struggle, but you have to find that nice work-life balance, because a lot of families have to have 2 incomes today. A lot of families don't live next door to their mother, and the mom can't come over and keep the kids, so they are having to send their children to daycare or bring in a nanny. And with Family 365, we found that if we could have a radio program or some type of programming where we could serve as the experts and support families, then that's a win-win, because a lot of times, like through the company, the Nanny Factory, we don't just tell parents, oh, get a nanny. We want to encourage them to take care of themselves first, because a happy parent, it has happy children. I mean, you could see it a mile away. You could tell when a child's unhappy. Technically, there's something going on in the home. So with Family Planet 365, we are bringing in experts. We all talk to pediatricians about vaccinations. We're going to talk about like how to spice up your date life. We'll talk about divorce, because not every family is perfect, and I get that. And we'll just talk about everything pretty much that would help families be better, because I want families to know that you can have your best life now. You'll hear some moms say, well, I'll wait till Jimmy goes to college, or once the kids move out, then I'll go back to college. No, you can do it now. You just have to have a plan. And that's what Family Planet 365 is for. We're here to help you plan your life so that you can have the best life now.
And balancing it out, which is really important, because you're right about that. The stresses, a lot of times we let those everyday stresses get to us, maybe things that we feel we need to control that we can't, instead of just kind of being in the moment and having the opportunity to kind of have some sort of reassurances with professional help from you. And also, I read about your company too. Nanny Factory is a very interesting little group of stuff you've got there. nannyfactory.com, by the way. You do want to check it out, because it's got some great services available for parents, and even here in the Santa Clarita Valley. So tell me a little bit, though, about how this kind of sprung to life. Now, I did a little bit of prefacing on trying to balance, but how did you go from, okay, I got my master's and I have 4 kids and I've got myself going, to really pushing it out to being able to offer help to everybody else?
It happened, like I said, when I started graduate school, I did not have children. And about 6 weeks into the program, I found out I was pregnant. Okay, that's cool. We could do that. And I had the baby. I took a little time off to, because you have to, basically when you have the postpartum, you need some time off. And I started the second year and discovered I was pregnant again. Now, my professors laughed at me because I come from a news background. And they were like, Molina, how are you going to work in the newsroom and you have these babies in tow? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I'll figure it out, right? Because I never had the desire to just be a stay-at-home mom. I knew, my mom even laughs at me today. She says she remembers when I was in the 5th grade and I wrote a report about how I'll be the PTA mom, and I'll walk in the PTA meeting with my business suit on. I have no idea where that came from, but I am living it out and to some extent today. But when I graduated from graduate school, I had my son the next day, and it really gave me time to look at my life and figure out what would best serve myself and my family. And for me, the newsroom was not it, because I was a general assignment reporter, and news is all the time. And I wanted to have the best story, so if something happened, I wanted to be there. But I knew that wasn't going to be the case with 2 children under 2, pretty much. And I went into PR. And I started to focus. I niched the business to family travel because it was close to home, so we had family travel. Did that for a little while, and then I moved to California. I moved from New Jersey to California, and my family was far away. Every child care provider we had to hire. And I said, I wish there was a number that I could call, and they've already done the work for me. They could just send in a child care provider. It's okay. Like, I would like to say hi to them and get to know them, but please do the work for me, because when I had an event and my husband had an event, if my babysitter canceled, guess who couldn't go to their event?
One of you or both of you, right?
It was always me.
Yeah, okay. Got it.
So I figured, the Nanny Factory would be a great resource for myself and for my community. And I thought about it for 3 years, George, and finally drew the line in the sand in 2012 and said, it's go time.
And there's all kinds of, because aside from nannies, there are also sort of services you recommend and things. It's a really awesome website and a great resource
Thank you.
for parents. So nannyfactory.com, Family Planet 365 premieres Friday, November 6th
Yes.
at 11 o'clock, just before the Friday matinee. So we'll run into each other because we host that show again. So it'll be good to see you. And looking forward to this. So you'll be able to catch more on that. Molina, great to talk to you. What a great spirit. And good luck with the show and continued success with the Nanny Factory. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.